to imbibe. No fear, we've turned that bar in the back off for the sake of keeping this room quiet. However, we did open a bar in that secret side room, so feel free to explore. Also, if you want to have a conversation, that's all cool, but just don't do it in here. Take it in outside or take it in the side room as well. Yeah, so SF New Tech is 6.5 years old now. We've been doing these events for the community, and it's a good excuse to get out of the house. It's a good excuse to see what's new and different, and thank you guys for coming down for it. It's awesome. Let me quickly thank our sponsors, and we'll just get on with the show. First and foremost, big thanks to our friends at B-Tracks. Mr. Greg, Social Greg, is manning the live stream. So here we are. We're here in this room, close and cozy with each other, and we're also broadcasting across the internets tonight. Please invite other people in the room to join us. If you visit sfnewtech.com, you can catch our live stream. Also, if you want to end up on the big wheel and the wheel of fortune up here for a possible free drink or some pithy commentary, this is capturing everything with the hashtag SFNT. So feel free to tweet early and often, and maybe you'll see yourself back here. Awesome. That's good. Big thanks to LeClaire Ryan, great law firm in town. One individual, Eric Ferraro over there, is the one you want to call. Big thanks to CalInnovates.org, great nonprofit bridging Sacramento to the tech-driving economy of the Bay Area and other parts of California, with lawmakers in Sacramento and lawmakers in DC. Good to know those guys. Also, free to join if you're a technology company to kind of put your hat in the ring to sway public policy up on the Hill. Big thanks to our friends from Outlook.com, keeping court in the back room. You guys, Outlook's back. Outlook is new. Outlook is not Hotmail. But it's Outlook, and it's awesome. So you guys, thanks for your support. I hope you went back there to kind of see what's going back with our friends from Microsoft, or at least grabbed a free t-shirt. And big thanks to a sponsor for this particular event, New York City company with some presence out here called SpongeCell. Pretty quick movers in the ad department with regard to creative. Mark, since you are a sponsor, I'm going to forward you this microphone for just 2 seconds to let people know what kind of jobs you're hiring for, because I'll bet you'll find that person in the room tonight. Where is Mark? So Mark came with 6 t-shirts for everybody.
They're very good t-shirts.
I know, but I didn't get one.
Well, you got to do push-ups, bro. It's the only way we give out t-shirts. So, SpongeCell, we're hiring. Couple positions. First of all, let me say this. For anyone who's doing a company, it's fucking hard work. And you're awesome. So continue to do that. But if you want to get paid, you want some money, we can hire you. Ruby on Rails we're looking for. QA we're looking for, and just mad talented people. So if you know anything about big data, we would love to have you. My 2 minutes are almost up. And I just want to say, for all you guys that are presenting tonight, good luck, and I hope your companies take off. And if it do, maybe one day you're hiring one of us at SpongeCell. But until then, if you want to make money, come talk to us. Thank you very much.
Or go to spongecell.com/hiring.
This guy should be our marketing person. So, or you should go to spongecell.com/jobs. All right, thank you.
Right on. Thanks for your support, Mark. Awesome, SpongeCell. All right, so you guys met Matthew. Matthew's been bouncing around the globe. He's back in town for a couple of minutes. We're happy to have him back. Let's keep him in line tonight. Okay, what do you say we get going? It's money, baby, so let's hear about it. We've got some awesome startups in this space. Some are brand new, some have been around for a little while. Different perspectives from those, from the corners of the internet where they collect your credit card and make money off of you. Let's talk about the back end. How does that all work? Who's moving forward? Who's moving fast? Who's not moving at all? Let's get a start on it now. So first up is Michael Shade, and he is the head of support for a brand new company called Stripe.
Hey everyone, what a lovely crowd. So yeah, I work at Stripe, and we're making it easy to accept payments online. So I want to show you two things. The first is how you can get paid, which seems pretty important. And the second is using a new product that we created called Stripe Connect. And it just launched today, and I'm really excited about it. So let me start with a little story. I drove up to Northern California recently, and I ran across a llama farm. And I've been thinking about that llama farm ever since then, because I'm trying to figure out if I can convince Stripe to buy one for us. It's not working so far. But this got me thinking, can people sell llamas online, and how would you go about doing this? And more importantly, if I owned a llama farm, how would I start selling it online? So what we're going to do today is build a llama farm selling app. So let's first take a look at what this is like. If I own a llama farm, let's go ahead and call it F-Farm. I can go ahead and connect with Stripe. This is using our new OAuth flow, so if you're familiar with Facebook Connect, you'll get this right away. You can sign up with an account, see a co-branded account application, and create an account right away to start accepting payments. You can also, as the developer, fill this in advance if you know what's going on, or if you know the values. If you already have a Stripe account, I could connect that, but for development, we're just going to skip this and get started. So I've created this, and my account is already ready to start accepting payments. It's instant activation, which we've never seen before in the payments industry. So if I relaunch this, and I go to the page as a consumer who wants to buy a llama, I could come in here, I could go ahead and type in my credit card number into this form. Now what's important about this form is that everything is under my control as the developer, so it's just a standard form. I'm not redirecting the user elsewhere or embedding another thing. And as we saw, we were able to buy a llama, so it seems to work. Now, we can come over to the Stripe dashboard, which gives you a nice insight into your account, and we can take a look at this. Sure enough, we got paid $150 for the llama. Now, how does this work? So I want to show you the OAuth flow first, so that you know how you could get other people getting started. And then it uses the same API as you'd use if you're accepting payments for your own website. So let's take a look at that. The main thing, if I jump back up to the top, is that you have this application key and this application ID. The key is just your secret key. It's the same thing you'd use to make any API call through Stripe. Now, the ID is a great way to identify your account. So in this case, it's Jane's Llama Shop. And this way we know what application to show, what logo to show, and so on. Now, when I submitted that thing and I named my company F-Farm, it redirected me to connect.stripe.com/OAuth/authorize. This is all pretty basic OAuth stuff. The one thing it did was pass in this application ID, so it knows, again, what application to actually show me. And that was it. Stripe took care of the rest in terms of collecting information, getting your user set up, and making sure that they could get paid right away. Now, Stripe then redirects back to your server, and you need to do just a little bit more work. You post to our endpoint, to /OAuth/token. This is so you can make API calls on my behalf. You pass in the code that we send through for security. Some other stuff that's here. This is all standard OAuth and documented on our site. And then you pass in that app key. And this is that secret token that we use for everything else, so that you could verify that you're actually allowed to use my account to start accepting money. We're going to save this in our database. This is just a hash, so you probably want to use something a little better than that for your own website. But other than that, that's it. So this is all I need to do to get someone set up through a really great flow to start accepting payments on their behalf. Now, the payment part itself is pretty interesting. Like I said, it's just an HTML form. So you can see this is everything that you'd expect of that. The only difference with these inputs is that there's no name attribute. And what's really important about that is that you're never seeing the credit card data on your server. And if any of you guys have tried to accept payments before, you'll know how important this is, because it means that you're not PCI, you're not in the scope of PCI, and you don't have to deal with all that burden. Instead, you can just focus on your business and start accepting payments right away. So that's pretty standard. We then use just a little bit of JavaScript. This is called Stripe.js. To take the credit card data out of your form, send it on over to Stripe. We'll take care of all the security, tokenize it, and give it back to you. A token is just a small string. It's a great way to represent payment information. Now, you send this through to your server, just as you would any other data. And then it's especially easy. All you do is take that access token. This is just like a secret key just for your application, and save it. You pull that out of your database for the farm that we're talking about. So in this case, we're talking about F-Farm. Then you call Stripe create charge. Pass in the amount in cents, and most importantly, the token, and we'll take care of making the charge for you. These are all idiomatic API bindings that we provide, and we also provide a very RESTful API so you can get started right away. What we're really focused on here is building the economic infrastructure of the internet. If you think about it, a lot of people have tried to accept payments online before, and then they get stuck for weeks, if not months, trying to sell something and then being stuck and not being able to move forward. And so they don't try out great ideas, and we've missed out on a lot of that. And so at Stripe, we're fixing that. We're making it easy for you to start accepting payments online. And with our recent move into Canada, we're expanding globally, and we're making sure that you can start working with anyone on the internet right now. And that's it.
Wow. Very cool. First question, how long you guys have you been around? How long?
So we launched publicly last year in September, and we've been moving forward since then. We now process payments for Shopify customers, Foursquare, Hipmunk, Miley Cyrus, and it's all over the place.
Very cool. So hands up for questions.
And I can't see your hands that well, so
I'll see them.
great.
Eagle eye here.
Oh, okay, got it. So can you explain again how it is that I, as a developer, do not need to be PCI compliant if we're not using any kind of a hosted iframe or that kind of a thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So the whole point of PCI compliance is whenever you're collecting or transmitting credit card data, right? And so by using Stripe.js, you're sending that credit card data over to Stripe. It's over a secure channel. And then we're holding onto the payment information, and you never send it to your server. So your server never sees any of those credit card numbers, and instead, you just pass that token on. It's just a small string, a bunch of random data on it. And then you use your secret API key, which we give you in your account, to turn that token into a charge. We'll look up the credit card information behind the scenes and take care of all that work.
Thank you. Hands up high, folks. I'm back here, Phil Donahue style.
So how are you going to make money?
Yeah, so this has been really important to us. If you think of the traditional payment system, it's been rattled with fees so that people can make money, but unfortunately this confuses business owners. I ran into this myself with my own business. So instead, we abstract away all the hassles traditionally associated with accepting payments online. Things like extra charges for failed transactions, American Express International, the things that you can't predict and that you don't want to try and factor into your calculations. Instead, we charge a flat rate of 2.9% plus 30 cents per successful transaction. We've been able to make this work because we've worked so hard integrating directly with our banking partners so we can own the full experience, and we can abstract away those hassles, and we can give you a great thing, the thing that you deserve when you're building something online.
So are you acting as the merchant of record, number one, and are you PCI compliant 2.0?
Yeah, we're PCI compliant level 1, which is the most stringent level of PCI compliance available. We've been audited by the best, so people that audit Google, for example. And what was the first part of that question? I'm sorry? Oh, yeah, the merchant of record. So you're actually the merchant of record. We're taking care of that behind the scenes, but it's another one of those things that you don't have to think of. But just to clear your mind there, when someone receives a payment on their account, they will see your name on their credit card statement, not ours. And this is really important to us because Stripe isn't here to be in the way. We're here to get out of your way, let you focus on your business, and own that whole experience. You don't want to redirect your user elsewhere or confuse them with things that would traditionally get them lost. So we don't talk about all the specifics of it, but the data that we collect on that form, we worked really hard to minimize the amount of data we collect, but maximize the amount of data that we get out of it. And so we're building automated systems behind the scenes, and they tie into various sources of data so that we can authenticate the accounts and make sure that we feel confident enough to start accepting payments for someone. It's really important to us that if we tell you that we can accept payments for you, that you can actually do it. Because you don't want to start getting your business going and then get shut down 3 months later or something like that. So we work really hard on this, and we feel very strongly about it. And we're hiring some of the best that are working on going through the statistics and that have dealt with this before.
So I just want to say I can attest to your service. 2 months ago, I switched from QuickBooks and First Data, and I've saved $800 a year now based on my transactions, and I've been moving all my websites over to use your system.
Thank you.
And I will say your sign-up process, within 2 minutes, I had an active account, and I just shit myself. I was just like, you got to be kidding me. Because I have done a lot with credit cards, and usually it takes weeks to a month to get that long-ass stupid form filled out just to have some percentage of a partner, not whatever. So you guys are awesome, and I'm looking forward to learning more services like you that will continue to rise up.
Thank you. If you email me, michael@stripe.com, I'll send you a shirt. I appreciate that. Others can email me too. I'll probably get you a shirt too.
Free shirts. Hands up high. 37 seconds for a final question.
I know there's another one out there. There we are.
How do you guys handle chargebacks?
So the chargebacks are on you since you're the merchant, but we're working on building tools to make this process as smooth as possible. And so we'll alert you automatically, and we're currently building out things. I don't have an ETA just yet, but we're trying to build out a better interface so that you can easily dispute your information, understand how to handle those, and then teach you how to prevent these in the future. We found that great customer service is usually the best way to avoid these.
All
Great.
right, 3, 2, 1.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone.
Wow. Michael from Stripe.
Thank you.
You can take your computer. You can take it, or I can keep it.
No, I like this one.
All right. Everybody wish Michael a happy birthday next week.
Happy birthday.
He'll be 19. Close. All right, next up, Lexity, and we've got Michael Nye, and his title is All Nerd. Let's hear all about it, Michael.
Hi, I'm Mike from Lexity. I apologize for the title. I didn't realize it would be public. What I do here, well, yeah, it's on the website. What I actually do here at Lexity, I'm one of the lead developers on our brand new app platform for e-commerce. We launched a brand new site redesign in late June of this year. And just about 2 weeks ago, we actually launched with our very first third-party app partner. So what we've built out, basically, is a app platform, right? We integrate with a bunch of store platforms. Right now, it shows Shopify on the screen. I'll pop this open, and you can kind of take a look at the number of store platforms that we have some form of integration with. It's a pretty fragmented market out there. What our app platform basically allows you to do, however, is to write once and basically integrate with all of these store platforms everywhere. So you can kind of think of us like the Java of the e-commerce world. I'm going to hop over to our app gallery right now. Resolution isn't that great, but you can kind of take a look. We have a bunch of different solutions. Now, I'm going to draw your attention to MixRank over here, which is our third-party app partner. I'm going to actually walk through the sign-up flow right now, just to give you an idea of what the user experience is like, both for a merchant, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happening behind the scenes. I'm going to go ahead and fill in this form. I'm going to use a test store that's actually going to be on Shopify. Oh, that's interesting. Let's try something else. I'm not doing so well with this right now. Let's see. All right. What else do we have? Developer friend. Nobody remembers. Okay. We're going to do something really unprepared here. All right. The demo gods are not shining on me right now. Let's talk a little bit about... Daniel Green, our store. Let's hop over to Shopify App Store. One of the things that we do when we actually integrate with developers is to help them get listed on a bunch of these store platforms. So we've actually helped MixRank create a Shopify app. We're going to go ahead and install it. Jump in this way. Now, the interesting thing is we're actually already done with the setup. MixRank is pretty simple. All it requires is a domain name, and you're done. At this point in the setup flow, what we'd actually do, if you did need more information, product information, information about your store, target demographics, we'd collect all of that information, and all of that information would later be available to third-party app developers via an API. So if I hit continue, and this may not work if the account already exists, but let's see. Great. What happened here? If you look at the URL bar, we've actually submitted a token. We've sent a couple of other things along, basically a signature, standard security stuff. We've basically given MixRank some credentials that allow them to talk to us, get information about a store. and create an account on their end. Now, if you had a more complicated setup flow, you could also take the merchant through your setup flow at this point. You could take payment information. You could take other information if you have some sort of social widget that needs to be configured. You can do all of that on your site. In the future, hopefully, we'll integrate all of this together. But this is a pretty simple integration right now. Hopping back to the apps, I'm going to actually show you a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes. If I choose to change my store platform, what happens? Shopify is great. Shopify gives us a lot of information through their API. But if I were to integrate with, say, ASP.NET Storefront, the list of apps that we actually support are kind of limited. There are going to be a bunch of apps that we can't support for various reasons, perhaps because we don't have access. But all of these details are taken care of by Lexity. You'll be able to figure out what capabilities we can give you as a third-party app developer. And you can offer up different functionality to the merchants that sign up through Lexity.com. So I'm running out of time. That's it. Any questions?
Cool. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
You guys can clap. That's cool.
I'm getting a mic, actually.
Yep.
Hi. Did I understand correctly that you guys will connect me to all the platforms like Magento, Shopify, etc.?
Yes, that's correct. As long as you integrate once with the Lexity platform, we'll take care of the actual store platform details for you.
Sounds like advertising. Okay, that's pretty cool. How much does it cost?
Right now, we're sort of we're working with a rev share model. If you want to find out a little bit more, our biz dev guy is actually here. Peter, he's sort of waving his hand in the front.
Cool. And, okay. Okay.
Heads
More
up. Heads up.
questions up front? There we go. Peter?
What have been some of the challenges you've dealt with in getting this app platform up and running?
Challenges. Mostly normalization of data. All of these store platforms are going to give us data in slightly different formats. We've tried to standardize on something that's pretty clean. We're going to return you data in JSON, so it's easy to ingest. Everything's over RESTful APIs. Right now, we only support read-only APIs. Question over there?
Over here. Hang on. There's Mike behind you. It's coming.
There's a lot of retargeting apps out there. What is the advantage of the Lexity retargeting app versus other ones like AdRoll?
Sure. Lexity's retargeting app, the big thing for us is that we're going to try and automatically generate your entire campaign from start to finish. So we'll connect with your store, we'll get your store data, and from there we're going to try and figure out maybe what products have been doing the best or what products generate the most traffic. And we're going to try and automatically generate ads for those products. Now, at any point in time, you can step in and say, I have my own ad copy. I have my own designer who's doing these ads, and they're more beautiful than yours. That's perfectly fine. We have an interface available where you can upload this information to us.
I'm over here, conveniently located in this quadrant, so you guys
And
raise your
I'm over
hands.
here.
Matt's over there. I'm over here.
Anybody want to tell us something interesting about your product?
How about this? No. How many people work at Lexity, and are you guys looking for funding? What's your status in that department?
Sure, wow, quite a few questions. Number of people working at Lexity. I want to say the head count right now is about 24, 25 internationally. I tend to lose track. We're hiring pretty aggressively. We have an outfit in Bangalore that's also growing very rapidly. We split development kind of half and half. So we have a fair number of developers. I want to say 7 developers in the US. We're based in Mountain View, by the way. We raised Series A funding February of last year. So we are VC funded with Spark Capital.
How much?
And True Ventures. I think total monies raised is $6 million.
It's not bad. So you're buying drinks, right?
All right, so there's a minute 20 to burn, but if there are no questions, we're going to move on. Last call. Going once, going twice.
Sold.
Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lexity.
Thank you very much.
Lexity. we'll do after Tang you go, we'll do another free drink. I'm up for another drink, and I like
That's
to drink
trying to
with
get
people.
y'all drunk.
So the next person up here wins a free drink. Winner, winner, winner. We're talking about top shelf here. We're talking about not charcoal filtered vodka. This is 5 times filtered. Or we can do a beer, whatever. And the winner is Social Media Sean. Are you
Problem
available?
is that social media Sean, I think, is in Canada.
Oh, all right. Social Media Sean, you lose.
We do have an international audience tonight.
We do. Okay, here we go. One more time. This is fun. It's more fun for the person that wins a drink, and then after they drink it, it gets even more fun. Kachingo.
Fred needs a drink.
Kachingo. Oh, Fred. Are you coming up next? No, well, let's drink. All right, buddy. Okay, I think we're ready.
All right, so next up is a fellow by the name of Miles Younger. It's Miles with a Y, and he's like one of the only other dudes that I know that has the same name as me. So when he walked up with his name tag, I'm like, how the fuck did you get my name tag? But, excuse the profanities, I'm sorry. So Miles has an awesome company called Can Banners.
Yes, I am with Can Banners. So yeah, Miles, I do marketing and business development for Can Banners. Our developer, Chris, is here as well. If we haven't talked to you yet, we would love to. So what does Can Banners do? We help companies automate the creation of banner ads for online advertising. And I'm going to demonstrate to you sort of the relevance of that in the e-commerce world. As far as the types of clients that we work with, e-commerce is a big one, of course. But it really runs the gamut. It's basically any kind of client who needs to make banner ads for their online ad campaign, quickly and efficiently. So we work with agencies, Fortune 500s, basically everybody. And so what this diagram represents is at the core, kind of what our platform does is we take ad templates and we break them out into constituent parts that are very easy to update. So what I'm going to do in this demo is I'm going to use our new API. It's still, frankly, just a couple weeks old. And we're going to take product XML out of the Best Buy API. And I just chose that one because it's easy to work with. And we are going to take this raw product XML, so we get price, name, description, image, etc. Going to marry that with an ad template, run it through our ad builder API, and out the other end we are going to get finished display ads that can be used in an online ad campaign. So we'll just get started. So here I have a little search form. Somebody give me like a product keyword that would be sold on Best Buy. Somebody. Did I hear camera? Canon? Well, let's see if I'm not sure if I can do. I'll do camera. And let's see. The Best Buy API is weird. And we'll make 3 ads. And let's see if this works. Okay. So I just did like a really simple query to the Best Buy API. We have raw XML over here on the right, and it's the same data here on the left. It's just better formatted. So what we'll do now is we'll start to run that through the Can Banners platform and turn that content into ads. So here you see that I've taken these 3 camera-related products that I pulled off the Best Buy API, and now I've got 3 display ads. That's great. These aren't done yet. This is just kind of a preview. So now we'll kind of do a little bit of heavy lifting with our API. And up at the top here, I won't go through the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, but these are just kind of the basic steps that our API runs through to generate banner ad creative. And I've just kind of traced out things that are going on with our API, where we're reserving an order number. One by one, we're saving the banners into our database. We're attaching the images to the banner, and then we give our API the command to run everything through our compiler to generate JPEG and SWIFT Flash formatted ads. So here's our download page for the ads that we just generated with that XML. So what we have outputted is SWIFT files and JPEG files. So those are ad files that can be uploaded to services like AdRoll, Google AdWords, basically anywhere that accepts standard banner ad creative. You can upload those files. The other thing that we've done is we have generated dynamic ad tags. So we also have a dynamic ad platform. And so this tag, if properly formatted, can be uploaded into an ad server DSP means demand-side platform. It's basically a system for buying online ad space. Things like AppNexus, Site Scout. And so let's just see if this batch of files is ready yet. So yeah, we've got a zip file here that our API generated. And show you some of these ads. So here is the JPEG version of one of the ads. Here is the animated SWIFT version of one of the ads. And so we can repeat this for hundreds, thousands of products. As far as generating ad files, if you have 10,000 products, it's probably not smart to generate 10,000 different ad files. That's why we have the dynamic ads, because all you have to do is basically update this, your SKU, and it will look up any product. I don't have like a bunch of SKUs for Best Buy memorized, so I can't just start updating them. But anyway, that's dynamic ad tag. And so it's interesting that Lexity is demoed tonight because they can be one of the data sources. Best Buy API, basically any store that has underlying data that we can access. We can run that through our API, and we can generate ad creative based on that. So yeah, that's my demo. What's your questions? Thank you.
Wow, very cool. I'm going to start with a question. So through the age of the internet, the word banners has like really been connotated into almost like a bad word.
Yes.
So how do you feel about that?
We've been talking actually a lot lately about changing our company name. When we first started, and I'm not kidding, when we first started, we just launched with a very basic banner ad builder, where in that case, banners was not really such a bad thing because it was something that people were comfortable with, and especially small to medium businesses are very comfortable with that. But as we've kind of moved upstream in terms of client size and just general sophistication of what we're doing, display ad is really the term. So I don't know. Come find us in like 6-12 months. See if we change our company name.
CannedDisplays.com. So talk about some of your bigger customers, clients.
Yeah, sure. So our biggest client is a company called SuperValue. They're a Fortune 500 company. I don't know how many people in the room have ever heard of them, but they own supermarket chains like Albertsons, Shaw's. I don't know. Other ones are eluding me right now, but anyway, they have a need to generate lots of ads, lots of ad variations at the same time because they own something like 20 different supermarket chains. Supermarkets carry thousands of products, so you can see how even for them, a very simple campaign, the number of permutations of ad content that they would need explodes pretty quickly. And we are set up very well to very efficiently crank out high-quality ad content for them.
Of course, you're all the way where I just came from.
So 2 questions. How do you guys charge for this? And then secondly, how do you work with creative agencies and the flexibility of the template itself?
Sure. So pricing model for our basic ad builder, which I did not just demo, that's anybody can come in off the street and make banner ads with our basic ad builder. That starts at $25 per ad file and just goes down from there. Our API, the pricing that we have in mind right now is just $99 a month access fee and then a starting fee of $10 per ad file, but then just going down in terms of volume and commitment. And then for our dynamic platform, it's 25-cent CPM, pretty much flat rate. And then, how do we work with creative agencies? So we've worked with several creative agencies. Typically, what we get are Photoshop files or PDFs, along with some general creative instructions. One of the members of our team is a former agency guy, so he's totally familiar with the agency process. And we can pretty quickly convert things into templates for our platform. Hopefully that answered the question.
Back here, folks. Yeah.
How many different formats from the IAB standard formats do you support?
We can support basically any basic display format. So we haven't yet moved into rich media, covering things like expandables, page takeovers, things like that. We haven't moved into that yet. But if it can be defined by a width by height, we can support it. And what we support, our core support right now, is for 160 by 600, 300 by 250, 728 by 90, which is of course like 99.9% of all the inventory out there. But we can go beyond that on a custom basis, and we have plans to add Facebook support, mobile support, that kind of stuff.
Do you provide any integration with analytic tools so that people can actually see which ads work, and do you maybe even feed that back into your own design processes?
That's a really good question, and we don't yet. But it's one of the things that we want to build into our API is the ability to get raw analytics data back. We are not in the machine learning business. What we want to do is we want to allow companies and people, teams, who are very good at machine learning, and give them a simple layer that they can put on top of their machine learning for rendering the ad creative. But of course, closing that loop requires us to feed analytics back out. So it's a good question. It's in our roadmap.
Miles, you mentioned quickly Facebook. Do you have like official integrations where you could use your platform to build Facebook ads?
No.
Is that something that's even possible?
Yes. Oh, yeah. The Facebook ad format is very simple. It's basically just the thumbnail and 2 or 3 separate elements, as headline, description, and click-through URL, something like that. It's just, frankly, for us, a matter of bandwidth, is adding that as a format that we support.
But they do all of their processing and ad creation and all of that in-house. So how would that plug in?
So the way that it would plug in, what caused us to start considering Facebook to be a priority is the launch of the Facebook Ad Exchange a couple months ago. Prior to that, Facebook wasn't really something we considered a priority, but now that they've launched their own real-time bidding ad exchange, the standard IAB display inventory, so just standard banner ad inventory that we're all familiar with, and the Facebook ad inventory is now one giant pool of display ad inventory. So for us to not support Facebook ads it would be kind of silly long term.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, bad.
Right on. All right, we're officially out of time. Miles
Awesome.
of the Y.
Thank you.
Thank you, dude. Good stuff. Ken Banners. Ken Banners. All righty. Moving right along. We've got Payment Wall, and John Wintermeyer is the BD manager. Again, folks, if you're thirsty, there's a bar on the side room. Feel free to go in. Tip your bartenders. And John, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so Payment Wall. What do? We provide the most sophisticated global payments platform around, not only in San Francisco, but the world. So what does this really mean? We provide solutions for payments for subscription sites, web services, gaming sites. Also, we had advertising products too. But we're going to really focus on payments. So let's make sure it's up on the board. OK, perfect. So Yuta Games, we just recently partnered up with them to provide them with a DRM solution for their games. Yuta Games is one of the most popular casual game publishers in Europe. So we can see the games right here. This is all Yuta Games, by the way. And I'm not plugging them. I'm just making sure you know. OK, so let's say I really want a mystery game. Let's click on mystery. It'll add this to my cart. Let's hit buy now. And we still haven't been to Payment Wall yet. I'm hitting checkout. So this is us, right here, this payment page. So what we do is we're an iframe that we plug into the Yuta Games website. Since I'm a US user, I'm showing the most popular payment options: credit card, PayPal, some prepaid cards. As you can see, it's in English and US dollars. Makes sense. I'm not going to buy the game if it's shown in German, unless I really want that mystery game. So let's hit continue, and this is what you see. So we can enter in my name, and buy the game. But let's say I'm a user from Germany. This is what I'd see. I'd see the payment options. You can see we added more payment options for this user. I was just talking to somebody today, actually, and they're like, users in Germany don't pay with credit cards. What's going on? They pay with online bank transfer, prepaid cards, and other payment options. They don't trust credit card. So we help provide these solutions along with a localized currency and language. You can also see the price points are in euros. We do this for each country. This is also an example for Belgium. They speak French and Flemish, but we showed the French. We work with the developer to show them which language they really want to show. So this is just one sample. We also have some other ones that we make even more custom made. We like challenges as long as they're within reason. So we can provide you with some very custom solutions to make sure it fits well into your site. Okay, so now that we've seen the front end, let's check out the back end. This is actually a current live developer that we're seeing. I just don't want to show the name for privacy reasons. So this, you can see the total revenues, completions, clicks, completion rate, revenue per click, and revenue completions. So this is just important data for the developer to see what's working, see what's not working. This is another breakdown showing the charts, total revenues. Since there's a lot of foreign revenues for this developer, you can see the exchange rate. We want to be very transparent for each developer. So how easy is it to add payment options to this widget? It's just a click of a button, literally. I could go on and click on a payment option, but again, I don't want to screw up their widget. So we can see all these different payment options for these users that the developer has access to. It's over 85 payment options. We can, of course, help set up for those. Also, when you set it up, you've seen some of the custom solutions. You've seen shopping carts. Here are some other ones. We have a mobile HTML5 widget. We have a mobile pay plus. We have offer wall, standalone offer wall. A lot of different options that, of course, if it overwhelms you, we can always work with you in setting it up. But we give a lot of power to the developer. Here is also the revenue. So as you can see in France, there's a lot of revenue. So obviously, there's a lot of users from France, but we have also users from Luxembourg, Israel, Italy, Netherlands, all the way to Hong Kong, China, Greece. All these countries, we can help you monetize with our over 85 payment options. And then also to demo, to see all the transactions, we have a live transaction map showing you all the payments that are happening worldwide. This is all live and happening. It's obviously not all the transactions, but it's most of them. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Payment wall, 85
Questions?
payment options.
Questions?
How do you guys make money?
Revenue share.
Like what kind of commission?
It depends on your application. So riskier applications, we're going to charge more. Better ones, we'll charge less. And if we like you, or if I like you, I'll charge less too. Okay. So buy me drinks.
I don't have a business. I'm not going to get you a drink. So my next question is, if I'm working only in the United States, what's the benefit of this? Or is there anything you guys benefit?
Well, I mean, we provide more than just the payment options. 5 minutes is not a lot of time to go over this, but we provide customer service too. So that helps prevent chargebacks for you. Also risk management solution. We also provide optimization, help setting up price points, and also, we can hang out in San Francisco.
That's a good trend. Go ahead.
As a developer, can I specify that different people in different countries pay different base prices? Because you can actually, people in Norway might be willing to pay more than people in Spain, for example. Which is it's kind of mean, but this actually works. There are payment companies that do this.
That's a good point you bring up. We do have localized pricing. Obviously, in sorry, anyone from the UK, but we might charge you more. So UK users, we can charge them the same amount in pounds as we do a US user in US dollars. But obviously in Southeast Asia, Brazil, we might charge a little bit less to help increase that conversion rate.
So are you a gateway?
You could say that. We're a platform, and we also provide gateway solutions too. It's a newer product that we launched about a month ago.
And so how do you handle
Chargebacks? Hopefully we avoid them, first of all, with our risk management solution. And then we do customer service. And we also work closely with the developer and how they want to handle refund requests. Because that's the best way to deal with chargebacks, is to provide, as I think Stripe mentioned it too, the best way to deal with it is customer support. And with our customer service, we have offices in Manila, Istanbul, Kiev, Berlin, and San Francisco, giving us full global coverage in our customer support.
So when you say Manila, that kind of reeks of like call center. Is that what that is?
Actually, it's funny you say that. I have a call with the business development team over there, probably after this presentation. So no, it's more than that actually, because it's a launching point because we want to open offices in China. So it's really to get into the Asian market. We already have a lot of users in Southeast Asia, so it's good to provide local business development there too.
And where are you guys technically based?
Technically based, we're headquartered out of San Francisco. Our European headquarters is in Berlin. We have an office also in Kiev for CIS in Russia. And then in Istanbul, that handles MENA, Middle East, Northern Africa, and Manila.
Global. That's a lot of offices. Any more questions? Somebody? Over here.
So who is processing the payments for you for all these different types of payments across the world?
What do you mean? Like who?
Like in the back end. So if you're a gateway, who is actually processing the payment?
Well, it depends. A lot of these accounts, we have our own account that developers can use obviously as we approve them. And then also you guys can use your own merchant account that we can provide some of the features as in customer support, risk management, and that stuff.
All right. Over here.
So then do you take care of your, how do you meet the various regulations around the world for payment processing?
Well, luckily we have a payments manager who's very good at his job. So I always see him reading contracts, laws. I definitely don't envy his job. So we have that, and we work closely with our payment partners. We're not competing with them, we're partners with them. So we make sure we fall into their regulations, and obviously we have our own that we need to follow.
Oh, one more question.
How do you levy the fees, like the rev share fees?
It's based on tiers, and like I said, how many drinks you buy me tonight.
Hey. Is that a serious answer? That wasn't a true answer.
I
but
hope
we'll
my
take
CEO's not watching.
We'll take it. No, we'll take it. That's an answer. Buy them drinks
Okay.
and you get a bigger rev share. You heard it here.
John, we do archive these clips online, so.
Cool. Oh, and one more thing. Go Giants. So I'm a big Giants fan.
I think
Right
you
on.
made up. Real quick, by show of hands, how many people remember Gateway Computers? The retail stores? I used to work there. That's awesome.
Was it all the Socket Gateway had you thinking of that?
I used to work there, dude.
All right. That was Payment Wall. Thank you, John. All right, where's Charles from Czechia?
Charles.
Coming up. So our next giveaway is tickets to a conference. How does that sound?
Yes.
The Crowd conference. So